Welcome to ECNTRADE Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar ended yesterday's session with modest gains. After the RBA rate announcement, the bulls stormed in and took the market higher after rebounding in front of the level of 66.60.70 with the low being 78 and rallied to an intraday high this morning of 41. The RBA interest rate decision yesterday announced at 2:30 brought no surprises after the central bank left its interest rate on hold as widely expected at its first meeting for this year, despite the economic fallout from the Australians' bushfire and also China's coronavirus outbreak. The cash rate stands at a record low of 0.75%, where it has been since the last 25 basis point cut in October. The chances now of a rate cut into April is still very, very low. So no doubt we could see a little bit of a mixture of price action, but the bulls have still got a lot of work to do, even though we've seen an inverse hammer and also a bullish outside range day. Two clearing levels of 67.50 and 67.75 would initiate further bullish outcome to 68.45, which is somewhere roughly about this point here, where the market broke down initially in the first place. Until we get the clearance of both levels, then the risk is still to the downside, and if we break 66.60, then it exposes a region of 64 cents. The euro is still pressuring as the dollar gained momentum overnight, and as you can see, the level is still holding at 110.30, known as, I called it the trigger level. If we do see the level pulled, then we are looking back towards 109.55 to 85, but wait for the break, because if we don't get it, there is still risk back towards the top side of the range around 111.15 to 111.60. But from a technical point, we are somewhat breaking down after these last two candles, so let's see if we can get under the level of 110.30. The dollar yen surged after breaking from first of all rebounding from 108.20.40 and then breaking above the level around 108.70. From the break has initiated a further move up to the resistance seen at 109.50, which is holding. I do anticipate and keeping very close watch on these technicals, although the coronavirus fears have settled somewhat. There's still concerns. The fact is that the market may initially take another downturn if safe haven demand increases. Support seen at 108.45 to 55, but at the moment towards or around this level of 109.50 is still treated as a bear zone, and I do expect to see the market fall away. The roller coaster ride still continues for the pound after retreating from the 132s, has rebounded from the level of 129.10.30, seen as a trigger point. Until we get a break under there, this roller coaster ride still continues, and I'd rather sit out for the moment. Well, it would seem that the gold price action dropped away from the intraday highs of $1,593 and plummeted $31 yesterday, and it's now left me neutral. But I will say that if we get down towards 1,535 to 42, we should see a rebound from this level. But it is still very hard to gauge in terms of these big swings that we're getting. So it's safer to play neutral just for the time in the short term and see if the market does stage any kind of sell-off or rebound. It's very hard because of the fact is in the intraday point, swings are still big and we can still get a bigger move to the upside, even though we're seeing these swings of $25 to $30. Oh, we can see that the market has failed the challenge to the upside after breaking above the level of 50.35 or 45, should I say. But we've got an inverted hammer. Now, if we see the market take a stage back to the upside again, we could see a rally up towards 51.60, which was rejected yesterday. The break above there will give us guidance towards 52 to 54. Well, that wraps up for today. Thank you very much for joining me. And as always, look out for the intraday report and I hope you enjoy the great start to this new day.